Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of a number of new series on the channel for the upcoming 2023-24 campaign. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Combine 11 from Crawley Town versus Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try to 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what would your Combine 11 be. Now, there's no stipulations. There's no we have to have 6 players from one team and 5 players from another. I've tried my hardest to get as many Crawley players in as possible, and going forward I think it will be a little bit more balanced, but Crawley are currently the favourites to be relegated. Their squad on paper is absolutely atrocious. I've managed to just about somehow get a couple Crawley players in there, although you could genuinely make an argument for this just to be a full Bradford City team, but that wouldn't be exciting. That wouldn't be very enjoyable content. Now, earlier today I uploaded my match preview for this game. We spoke about, well, normally we speak about the league table and the form. Obviously we don't have anything to go off by now, so we spoke about some of the media news coming out at the moment, what my starting 11 would be for the game, and then also my League 2 score predictions for game week 1, so make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. Let's waste no further time. Drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. Channel memberships are now cheaper than ever, with tier 1 costing just 99p. Tier 2 has been reduced from $3.99 a month down to $1.99 a month, and tier 3 has been reduced from $8.99 a month down to just $4.99 a month. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and the more members that we have, the better the content will be. Enjoy the rest of the video. Now, Crawley Town have played a number of formations throughout pre-season, so it's very hard to try and combine a Bradford City formation with a Crawley Town formation. For the majority of pre-season, we've been playing like a 3-1-4-2. There's been loads of different options. We've been playing a 3-4-3. In the end, I think the best formation to go with to fit the best players from both sides in is a 3-5-2. So we've got two central midfielders, an attacking midfielder, and 2 strikers. Now, without any spoilers, like what I mentioned earlier, it was very hard to get Crawley players in this side. We've managed to get a couple in there, and we'll start out with the goalkeeper. I mean, Harry Lewis versus Corey Adai, I think is going to be a very, very small handful that might even potentially compete with Harry Lewis. I think he's going to be in between the sticks for pretty much every Combine 11 that we do this season. He was absolutely incredible for his last season, and if he continues that form into this campaign, potentially he's got more than enough years left in him to develop and grow as a goalkeeper, get even better. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be the goalkeeper for every episode this season, to be honest with you, and I don't really rate Corey Adai personally. While he had a good game against us on Good Friday a couple months ago, overall for me, I don't really rate him as a goalkeeper. Harry Lewis is astronomically, is that the right word? He's definitely far clear of Corey Adai, in my opinion. You know, they're light and day between one another, and yeah, in my opinion, Harry Lewis has to be in between the sticks. Into the back 3 then, starting out on that right side, we're going to be debating between Matty Platt and Will Wright. Now, I think Will Wright is actually a really good signing for Crawley Town, in my opinion. Didn't really get too much game time at Gillingham, and I do think he is a pretty decent player, but Matty Platt for me is still a little bit better, so I'd personally pick Matty Platt in my side. I think he was really underrated by some of our fans last season. You know, had a couple iffy games, you know, he got a couple red cards last season, one of them being away at Crawley, but overall for me, he's a pretty solid defender, and I think if Matty Platt's fit, he probably starts for a large majority of the teams in this league. There was rumours he was going to Stockport County a couple of weeks, might have been a month ago now. That doesn't really seem to have materialised, and for me personally, I think a debate between Matty Platt or Will Wright, I think Matty Platt certainly does win that. In terms of the central centre-back then, we're going to be debating between Sam Stubbs and Dion Conroy. Now again, Dion Conroy, one of their few experienced pros at the football club. I think they signed him from Swindon Town. Not a bad player, but Sam Stubbs for me is absolutely brilliant. He's our best centre-back in my opinion. Unfortunately, he is going to miss this game, but we're doing this based on if everybody was to be fully fit and available. I really do rate Sam Stubbs very highly. In a back 3, wouldn't say he's exactly been outstanding, but I certainly think in a back 4, I think he's one of the best centre-backs in the league in my opinion, and fingers crossed he can continue that form from last season into this season. But in terms of a debate between Sam Stubbs and Dion Conroy, Sam Stubbs has to be in that back 3 for me. And then in terms of the left-sided centre-back, I've gone with Timmy Odesina of Bradford City or Joe Lynch of Crawley Town. Now in the end, I've just gone with Timmy Odesina. Now obviously Joe Lynch, very experienced and has that natural left foot, but there is a number of other centre-backs who we've not even considered really. Kieran Kelly and Ash Taylor, 2 of Bradford City, who aren't even considered in my opinion. But Odesina for me, just slightly edges it above Joe Linton. Now, I would have seen has not really played too much over the last season, really struggled for minutes last year because of the back four, but in a back three on that left side, I think that's Timmy Oderseen his best position in my opinion. He's been unreal in pre-season, and for me personally, he should be starting on that left side of the defence over Joe Lynch in my opinion. On to the two wing backs then, starting out on the right hand side, I've gone with Brad Halliday of Bradford City or Kellan Gordon of Crawley Town. Now, Gordon for me, he's one of Crawley's better players. Obviously, brought him in from Mansfield in January for an undisclosed fee, and I don't think he's a bad player, but Halliday for me is more complete. Obviously, Daniel Ugoke doesn't even get a shout right now, but for me personally, I think Halliday, whoever you're playing against, I think he's going to be a much more complete, well-rounded wing back, because while maybe Ugoke is better going forward, I think he's worse defensively than Halliday is worse going forward, if that makes sense. So I think Halliday is a little bit more complete, and I'd much rather have him over Kellan Gordon in my opinion. I know they're slightly different types of players. You know, Gordon is very good going forward, but for me personally, in terms of an overall solid wing back, I would go with Brad Halliday. On the left-hand side, we are finally going to have our first Crawley Town player. I've obviously gone with Liam Rideout of Bradford City or Nick Tesaralua. I'm not really too sure. We'll call him Nick for now because I don't really know how you pronounce his second name, but I think anyone in the league is probably going to get in over Liam Rideout. And he is our only natural left back, left wing back at the football club. Obviously, we've got Clark Adore, who has played there in his career but doesn't really want to play there. Alex Gilead can play there but doesn't really offer enough, in my opinion. And I think Nick last season got 2 goals and 2 assists and was one of their better players, in my opinion. I think if you've got to get some Crawley players in this side, I think left wing back is definitely a position where Crawley are probably going to be stronger than us, because Liam Rideout's our only real natural option to play in that role, and I don't really think he's going to be anyone, to be honest with you, this season. Moving on then into the midfield, starting out with Alex Patterson or Ben Gladwin. Now, based on overall career, I think Alex Patterson, based on the recent season, certainly has to pick Ben Gladwin for me. Now, what I've seen from Patterson so far in pre-season is that he doesn't really work in a double pivot, so this may be not his best position, but I still think he's better than Ben Gladwin, in my opinion, so I would certainly pick him in my side. And I think we need to see a little bit more going forward from Patterson, but I think he needs to be freed up a little bit more to be able to see the best of Alex Patterson, but I still think he makes it in my side over Ben Gladwin. And over on the other side, we're going to be comparing Ryan East over Liam Kelly. Now, Kelly obviously got relegated last season from Rochdale, didn't exactly have a great year. A lot of the Rochdale fans were happy to see the back of him, to be honest with you. And while Ryan East didn't really play too much football last season, I think he only got about 5 or 6 starts. Whenever he did play, he was absolutely unreal, very good off the bench, energy, left-footed as well, so he gives you that balance, and I think he's really underrated, to be honest with you. He struggled to get minutes over Smallwood because obviously Smallwood's the captain. I think it's very hard to drop your captain. I think whenever your captain's fit, Mark Hughes is probably going to pick him, which is a little bit of a shame for Ryan East because they kind of play in the same position, but I think Ryan East for me would affect the game a little bit more than Liam Kelly, in my opinion. In terms of the attacking midfielder then, there's a couple options that we could have gone with. I've gone with Jamie Walker of Bradford City or Ronan Darcy of Crawley Town. Now, I've never really rated Ronan Darcy, to be honest with you. Didn't really set the world on fire at Swindon, wasn't exactly great at Bolton Wanderers either. Jamie Walker for me, based on overall career, wipes the floor with Ronan Darcy. Now, obviously he's much more experienced. Last season again wasn't Walker's greatest season, suffered with injury for the first half of the campaign, then came back and got suspended and was really inconsistent, didn't really perform to the heights we know Jamie Walker can. But this pre-season he looks like a different man. He looks like a man possessed. He looks like a man on a mission, and I think he's going to be absolutely key for us this season, so he has to start for me over someone like Onosa Debe. We've got a couple of other options who can play in that role, but Jamie Walker for me wipes the floor with Ronan Darcy. Into the two strikers then, starting out with Andy Cook versus Danilo Orsi. I mean, I've never really rated Danilo Orsi, to be honest with you. It didn't really work out for him at Grimsby. He's now gone to Crawley, and I can't see him scoring any more than 6 or 7 goals really in this upcoming campaign. Andy Cook won the League 2 Golden Boot last season. I think he's one of the first names on every club's team sheet. If any League 2 club could sign a player from Bradford City, 90% of them would go with Andy Cook. Some might obviously go with Harry Lewis, depending on if they've already got an incredible goal scorer, but Andy Cook gets into pretty much every League 2 side, and he has to be in there for me. And the other Crawley player on this list then is Dom Telford. Now, I was comparing him with Tyler Smith, obviously no Verden Oliver, no Matt Derbyshire mentioned in this squad, and Crawley have lost a couple of decent strikers this window. You know, Ote's gone to Walsall, Naderson as well, he has gone to Gillingham, I believe, but Telford, I think if you have to get some Crawley players in here, Dom Telford is one of them. I think he got, what is it, 12, 14 goals, something like that last season. And Tyler Smith, for me, what I've seen of him in pre-season so far, hasn't exactly impressed his career so far, isn't exactly impressive. Dom Telford is a much more proven goal scorer, but Tyler Smith has been playing at a much higher level, so for now I would back Telford over Tyler Smith. But there you have it then, 9 Bradford players, 2 Crawley Town players, and this is how the team would line up. I mean, if we had to get some Crawley players in there, I feel like we've done a pretty good job of getting two in there. Like I said earlier, you could definitely have made an argument just to get all 11 Bradford City players in there, but I wanted to make the content a little bit interesting, and I think Nick, whatever his last name is, I really do apologise, and Dom Telford, I think if you have to pick two Crawley Town players, them two are probably the best two. I'm going to leave it there though for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what would your combined 11 be for Crawley Town versus Bradford City. Don't forget to go check out the match preview that was uploaded earlier today at 3 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.